It is approximately 6:30 the evening, right outside of Prospect Park. Anyone can tell me what kind of animal that is? Looks like a puma, maybe a cheetah, maybe a lioness. Who knows? We are the service and not showing you guys anything. So what we will do is view it from the outside. It's better than nothing. And we will walk towards Grand Army Plaza, and then we'll walk to wherever we want from there. But basically, my intentions were to show you Prospect Park, but I realized that there's no signal inside, so I could not risk it. And the whole point of me was to get this live done. Speaking of which, it might rain very soon. So another reason why I could not wait anymore. And the last time I checked, it showed that it was going to rain in 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm hoping to at least,
if we did it tonight,
show you 20 to 30 minutes of Brooklyn, as far as we can go, and enjoy. So I've recently only been to this part of Brooklyn as frequently as I have as of this last week. And this part of, they're mostly townhouses, but they're all very different, and they all have their own appeal, which I appreciated. Came across a house that was filled with graffiti, and that's kind of an indication of where we are. You will have houses that are filled with graffiti. You won't always find things like that. Maybe if you go near Lower East Side or Soho, you see people purposely like tear things off or break things apart just to add character to a house, which is uncommon in the rest of the world. But you'll see it there, and you'll see it here. But that brings me to a point of something I discussed with briefly with a cousin of mine, and basically we were talking about how the artist lives in between the state of chaos and order. The artist is not, well, the successful artist, or the artist that gets his art out, because there are also a lot of so-called artists that are artists but have no real content to show for. But we're talking about the artists that actually struggle and not eat for the sake of getting their art out. And not everyone gets to get paid for that, but that's why we respect artists for what they do. And artists live in this interesting midpoint of order and chaos. Basically, they are successful enough to focus on something, complete it to their desire, and put it out on public for people to see. They're successful enough to do that, but they also keep chaos very close to them because that's what allows them to see things that others don't, and hence bringing it out to the public is what their art is about, to show people things in different ways and expressions that aren't often said or uttered or spoken of. And to be able to do that, you need to keep chaos very, very close to your heart, because there's the known world in a world that's unknown. So whatever you know exists within a world that you have no idea about. So to go and find out things that you have no idea about, you need to not be in order, because being in order is what it's giving you is something that you already know of, something that you have already discovered. It's a proven way to do things. You take it, and it's proven. It's always going to be that way. So a lot of conservatives tend to be in that way where it's like, this is what I know, this is what I'm good for, and I'm going to keep along this way. But the artist cannot be conservative in his ways if he wants to show something new, because that means that he or she needs to engage with the world that they have no idea about, that is not proven yet, that is not established or verified, or other people haven't vouched for yet. So it's a very interesting balance of order and chaos that artists live in between. And that to find that balance is a very tricky thing, because in order of the pursuit of chaos, you can get lost in sauce. You can get lost in the chaos. You must be firm enough to not let the chaos absorb you. And that's the part of order that you must have that controls the chaos. And at the same time, not letting order take a grasp of your entire soul. So there needs to be that very, very, very close, very delicate balance to both. And as we say this, we are in a very historical location in Grand Army Plaza. I wish I had known the exact history of what happened here, but I know that a lot of amazing things happened here, connected to New York history, maybe even American history, and it's called Grand Army Plaza. All right. So I I hope my intuition is right, and I hope that it doesn't rain at all. But it could be wrong because it showed that's the case on the weather app. So what we'll do is we'll keep walking up until the point that we feel our very first raindrop. And the moment we feel a drop, we'll close it up and we'll leave. But this is where we would have come out of had we entered the park. I didn't because, as I said, there's no signal inside and I couldn't risk it. So we'll see it from the outside. We'll show Grand Army Plaza. I will continue. So, if I'm not mistaken, this area, to be specific, is Park Slope-ish. And it's a part of Brooklyn that's in the west of Brooklyn. And Brooklyn is massive, but the west of Brooklyn would primarily be places such as Williamsburg, Greenpoint, Red Hook, Park Slope, and the east of Brooklyn would be Crown Heights, Bushwick. Bushwick would be more central, but it's massive and there's an east and west. And needless to say, just like other parts of New York City, every 10 blocks is a different story around here. I've yet to figure out the exact demographic, but I'm sure no 20 blocks are the same. I can almost guarantee that. Brooklyn Library. It's new information to me. And I believe the museum was also very close. That's for me to discover, for us to discover another day. But Brooklyn Public Library, Brooklyn Museum, Prospect Park, Grand Army Plaza. Needless to say, there's a lot of things around here. So you come around here, there's a couple of things for you to check out. What does that say? To joining a municipal generosity offers to all people. Awesome. That's what we're here for. The longing, great hearts, and noble things never died. Awesome. Cool. last time I was here was during a parade. I believe it was what they call Jouvert, which is a West Indian celebration, basically, of all the countries in the Caribbean. It's basically a celebration, and maybe someone else can add more details to it, but it's basically a celebration of all the countries in the Caribbean, or I guess most. And they had a parade going down Eastern Parkway, and that's the reason I was here the last time I came here. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to explore around and see more parts to it. But I guess we can do that this time. Also, the Knicks won again. I don't know what to say, but I don't want to jinx it. It's kind of unbelievable. I never really had any interest in the Knicks growing up, especially because they were trash, and they gave me no reason to watch them. But I always had an eye on them. And maybe that's something that all fans will say now, kind of like bandwagoners, but it's like, I'm from New York, so I'm not gonna have a lot of hopes, but if they do good, then obviously I'm gonna support them as much as I can. And that's where we are right now. Only I actually love the way they play now. I really, really, really enjoy watching Brunson. I think he is a very, very gifted player, to the point where the moment he's gone, he's resting, it's like the performance level goes down 30-40%. And that's usually the time when the opposition team tries to outscore the Knicks. But as soon as he comes back, it's like you can't hold on to it anymore. It's like Brunson comes and it's a whole whirlwind of Knicks points, and it's unstoppable. And that's a sign of a truly great player, because he just raises the levels massively when he steps onto the court. And you know, a lot of people will say that, yeah, you just started following the Knicks because they're into the playoffs and they're doing good. But I actually started really paying attention to them during the regular season because they were playing a lot of good games. They had a few like eye-catching games where Brunson was going off and the supporting players were going off. And so it's like, I looked at that end and I thought that, okay, we're probably definitely going to make it to the playoffs, but I don't have high hopes with them still because of years of trauma that I've had with the Knicks. I don't want to get carried away. But the way we're playing, the results will give us a playoff opportunity. So it's like, all right, at least we'll get to see some playoff action. But after defeating the 76ers, it's like a newfound confidence came in, like.
No, who you told us to care about combating gun violence, right?
No, but that could be a great thing too.
Do you have 2 quick minutes to help fight for those issues?
How about I take your information, because I'm kind of doing something right now, so I'll
MCUSA.org.
MCUS.
So AmnestyUSA.org.
AmnestyUSA. Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it. All right. All right. So this is the museum. This is Brooklyn Museum. All right. This is Brooklyn Museum. I've heard great things about it. We have to check it out one day. We'll come back. But going back to the topic, the Knicks. A nice little couple over there. Wishing them the best of luck. Well, and apparently the botanical garden's close too. So, Brooklyn Museum, Brooklyn Public Library, Prospect Park, conjoining Botanical Garden, Grand Army Plaza. It's a special place. It's a special place. Alright. But yeah, we have a new profound confidence in the Knicks. And now it feels like there's no question that we're gonna play the Celtics. And maybe if you watched the last Knicks Celtics game, maybe going the whole way isn't delusional. It could very well be the case. But we don't want to get carried away. So that was the first time I said that. I won't say it again, because we'll take it a game at a time and we'll see what happens. But I have a good feeling. And there's other YouTuber, or I guess YouTuber that says the same thing. His name is Walks on Wall Street, and I've been following him for a long time. I'm actually a big fan of his, and he discusses a lot of different various topics. I think primarily focusing on the financial market, but it's not limited to that. And yeah, he was saying that, you know, he usually does streams around Manhattan and Madison Square, and he has a couple of streams where he caught the moments of Knicks winning, and basically, and also the Rangers winning, and the city feeling like a hub of touristic actions which it always was the case. Like, it's New York. But he was saying something like this summer he feels that it could be a very like buzzing New York City where, you know, if the Knicks win more, if the Rangers win more, there's more people coming and going, and then tourism because of the summer, and especially this is probably the first summer where like people have now come out of lockdown and long started to live a normal life where it's like they're going out more, they're spending money on restaurants and taking vacations and all these things. And yeah, they were probably doing it last summer too, they definitely were, but it's like we're coming to the full throttle effect of it this summer. And if you watch any of Walks on Wall Street, you would see that he explains it in a better way why he feels like that will be the case, and he gives a bunch of guesses, you know, according to some quantitative tightening and, you know, some other financial activities that has taken place around the city and around the world, where this summer is like a peak opportunity or a peak moment of just activities, just like movement, just like things happening. We're probably going to feel the full effect of it this summer. And so if you're anywhere near the tri-state area or East America, you know, or in the East, it's probably worth visiting New York this summer just to be part, or just to be in a city at this time, at this moment in history. It's definitely going to be a special moment in New York. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, this is spring, so let's go. By the way, I have no idea where I'm going, but wherever it is, we're not getting lost. And even if we do, that's even better. But the point of me saying that is to say that I can't tell you where we are going right now. I can't give you the details. But we'll discover. I will find out. We just crossed the 30-minute mark, and I'm happy that it didn't start yet. All right. That's good. That's good. Actually, I take that back. I know exactly where I am. Um, I forgot. I've walked here. I just came here through a different direction, but yeah, I remember being around here. I believe we were walking towards the east. So we're not going towards the west and essentially the water which divides us and Manhattan. We're not walking towards that way. We're walking away from the water. So yeah, and I have a great feeling that it's Williamsburg that we're in. Yeah. Yo, like, look at these houses. It's like, it's not very different, but it has its own appeal, and you know, there's ways that each house differentiates itself from each other. It all has character to it. Nostrand Avenue. That's a famous avenue. We'll keep walking straight for a bit. I'm liking this little pathway where people are also biking, but I'm sure you can walk on as well. People are jogging on it too. approaching Kingston Avenue. And it hasn't rained so far, so I'm really grateful for that. We got a good 47 minutes. Extremely grateful for that. And well, yeah, we explored not a new place today, but we revisited a place that we haven't been to in a while. So I'm grateful for that too. Yeah, it's this city has always something new for you, except if you have explored every single borough and every single neighborhood of it, which I doubt one given person has. You know, it's very rare that even a New Yorker knows everything about his city, in terms of what neighborhoods there are, what kind of neighborhoods there are, what happens in each neighborhood. Unless you're really out here, out and about, you know, living and experiencing life outside, you're going out there, and unless you're experiencing it, you really have no idea what you're living next to or near, you know. Like, as I said, no 20 blocks are the same in New York. It's basically the world capital. You'll find every single type of person here. It's very hard for you to stay ignorant. Yeah. So you're always discovering new things that you had no idea about before. And all you had to do was just walk around. All you had to do was just walk around. But we're getting lazy. We're getting too attached to the phone. We're not going outside enough. We're not breathing air properly. We're just stuck to the phones. Everyone's just home. So how will you know about your surroundings? We gotta stop being a magnet to the phone. Use it appropriately. Use it for things that are productive. Don't become a slave to doom scrolling. Don't become a slave to the Facebooks. Their whole business model is based upon you becoming and acting like an addict. And the more you're inside doom scrolling, the less you are experiencing the world around you. And the less you know about it, the more anxious and insecure you are about your own standing. Where do you lie? What do you believe in? You don't know because you don't know what's around you. So let's not be a magnet to the phone. And granted, yes, I'm doing this live stream on the phone, but I'm doing it with the purpose of showing you that the world outside is much more beautiful. And there's more than the benefits of walking is more than you can imagine. The benefit of the health benefits are the least advantageous of the things that you will get out of walking, and yet by itself is a massive benefit to a person. People often walk just to lose weight, but yes, that's probably helpful, that's probably beneficial, And that definitely is. It definitely is. If you walk in a steady, slow pace for a long time, you'll lose weight. You'll feel great. Your blood flow will be better. All these things, yeah? Cardiovascular stuff, this physiology stuff, your biology. Everything is active in a physical sense, for sure. But the things that it does for your mental is beyond measure. It's literally untying the knotted up thoughts that are in your head. And best believe they get knotted up. Best believe they become a puzzle. They stay a puzzle. And I don't even have to tell you on that. You feel that sometimes yourself. And if you say that doesn't happen to you, I know you're lying. Because we all go through times where we can't make sense of what we're thinking. And in those moments, if you have nothing else to do, just take a walk outside for 15 to 20 minutes. And the more you do it, the more it will make sense to you. Because often I figured out that the longer forms of cardio, the longer forms of the walking, the longer you walk, the more you are untying the knots, and you walk 2 or 3 hours. By the end of it, the amount of endorphins and the amount of thought process that went on, and just you taking in oxygen, there's a whole lot of things that's happening in those couple of hours. It's not just you becoming healthier. It's not just your body becoming healthier. It's your mind and soul actually getting in touch with nature. And as human beings, what are we if not a part of nature? I think this new age has gotten people fantasizing about becoming cyborgs. And look, I actually like what Neuralink is doing. I actually like what Elon Musk is doing with Neuralink, and I think it could help with a lot of the deficiencies and that we have in our society. And it could be a huge game changer for, I guess, disabilities and other things. Just the first prototype that was put in a human being, the first successful one, he was playing chess, and he was paralyzed, I believe. He was paralyzed from the waist down, if I'm not mistaken. And I think the possibilities of Neuralink are endless, and I think it's only the beginning. But the thing is, again, what's the purpose? Are we just doing things to do them for the sake of doing them? Or do we have a purpose behind it? And similar to AI, it's like, yes, inventing something is amazing and it's great, but as we hear a lot of now that, it could soon go to a point where there's no return, where the AI will gain so much intelligence that it will take over humans, and it will feel as if at one point they don't need humans, and that they feel that they are superior to humans, and that they want to take this whole world over, and humans are obsolete. So we kind of see these kind of things where like developers feel like their jobs are getting taken away, and at the same time, like, the bosses feel like, I can replace a couple of these developers with AI, save a bunch of money. But then if they are gullible with this process and thinking, they'll soon find out that we are nothing without data. And who provides us this data? It's human beings. You literally have no business, no nothing, no point of doing anything if humans aren't involved. And that goes for both client and employee side. That goes both for black and white box testing. It's both internal and external. You can't just have AI serve human beings and then not include those human beings in your internal process. They won't serve human beings anymore, or the human beings won't feel like getting served by AI anymore. Or there's a bunch of outcomes to this, but the wavelength is not the same. It's not by replacing AI with human beings. You will soon lose human beings in the form of clients as well. And so what was the purpose? So I think it's very important to be purpose driven. Even when we are engaging with order, even when we're engaging with chaos, and you don't know what the outcomes will be, but you have an intention. And I think purpose and intentions are the key here. It's, yes, you're throwing the dart at something that you have no idea exists, but you're throwing it with an intention. You're not just throwing it in the hopes of it landing somewhere. You don't want it to land in something that will negatively impact you. And even if at the first glance of things, don't judge a book by its cover, right? So even at the glance of things, if you think that, hey, it's all good and amazing with this AI world, I think that would be too naive of us to believe. So, with all that being said, what I'm trying to say is that the purpose and the intention is the order that keeps you in check. And the urge and the interest of innovation and invention is the chaos. And so you must blend that in a very balanced manner. You must blend it in a really balanced way, because you can get lost in the chaos. And if you're too much in order, you're not creating anything new. So if you can find the balance of both of that, I think you're in a very good path, and I think we'll be good with all this AI and Neuralink and all this stuff. And so with all that being said, we are in Utica Avenue Station. We're by Utica Avenue Station. We are exactly in... All right. We are by Utica Avenue Station here in Greater Brooklyn. Here May 9th or May 10th, Thursday, New York City from Greater Brooklyn. I'm Brother Cav signing off. I hope everyone has a beautiful rest of the night. Enjoy. And we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.